Hello, I'm Rover, and you're about to listen to a chapter of the audio version of my book, The Moongazers, a pirate queer adventure story. This is a 30-chapter series. Are you enjoying this project, and would you like to support me? You can do that by becoming a patron or buy me a coffee through Buy Me a Coffee. Enjoy! Chapter 9. Frey. I walk up and down the deck. The ship heaves lightly, but it's not the sea that's causing my nausea this time. I feel nauseous because I can't escape. The last time I felt this way was when Torben had instructed me to set fire to a shopping center in which illegal food distribution took place. It was when we walked away from that job and saw all those hungry people that the first doubt started to creep in. Had this been the right thing to do? Ray had helped me to see that this operation didn't serve anyone but Torben. We escaped not long after. I miss Ray so much. And here I am, stuck on this shit ship with a hairy, overly emotional sect. I am done not knowing where we're going and seeing nothing but the bloody sea. Ray is probably at our meeting point, waiting for me right now. They know I wouldn't leave them behind. But here I am on this ship, and all I can do is wait for the next opportunity to escape. I pace, and I feel like it's storming, but also like everything is stuck inside of me, as if my brain is drenched in some slimy mud that keeps me from thinking clearly. I need more answers. I walk down the stairs and hope the wind drowns out the sound of my footsteps. Behind me, the sound of the party, with all the music and laughter, grows dimmer as I make my way towards the captain's cabin. I open the door as quietly as possible on a ship made entirely out of squeaky wood. Jude should be at the party, or maybe at the helm. The cabin is dark, but I have the headlight in my pocket just in case. Moonlight filters into the room through the large window and gives it an almost spooky glow. The ship looks like an image from an old history book. I wonder again how they've gotten their hands on it. Carefully, I open all the desk drawers, looking for information, but all I find is some useless junk taunting me, symbolizing the disorganized pointlessness of this entire enterprise all too perfectly. My frustration reaches its boiling point when I realize that the maps that were there from before are gone now. Suddenly, I hear a small noise from behind the curtain. It's too soft to be a snore, just purr, a small sleeping sound, which I would have found cute in any other situation. Jude's asleep. She might be the only person with all the answers. Deva probably also just gets told what to do. I sneak towards the curtain that hides the captain's bed and pull a dagger from my boot. "Good morning, Captain," I say quietly with my blade at her throat. Softly, without pressure. Enough of a threat to not make any sudden movements. So gentle, it could be interpreted as a caress. But I doubt Jude would be able to tell the difference between a bit of intimidation and a serious threat. She opens her eyes and takes a frightful gasp when she feels the cold steel on her strong, shapely neck. In the moonlight, I see a vein running below my dagger. Her life. In less than a second, I'm sitting on top of her hips pressed firmly between my thighs. Her brown hair covers the shapeless pillow like a blanket. It's quiet for a moment when Jude murmurs, "What do you want?" I want answers, Captain, I say coldly. Why didn't you just come up to me and ask, Frey? Did you really have to give me a fright like that? Knowing your life depends on it might help you find your tongue, Captain. Just take that knife off my throat and I'll answer your questions, Frey, seriously. I don't take my dagger off her throat. I press down on her, a little bit more firmly. Her body is warm beneath mine. She smells of wood oil, sea, and sweat. Where are we headed, Jude? And when can I get off? She tries to wriggle free, then relaxes and surrenders to my body weighing her down into the mattress. She looks at me, slightly annoyed, frowning. We're on a trade and exploration mission. Looking for the SS Opal was the first part. Now we'll trade the oil we found, and then we bring the entire haul back to Propolis, the city we live in. Where have I heard of Propolis before? Caffey? All names had been changed since the Great Change. Everything had gotten confusing, but it got even worse when everybody started naming cities differently. Who is your boss? Who is in charge of your city? What are they paying you to do this job for them? And what happens if you fail? I fire round after round of questions, and I sense annoyance rising within her. Am I getting too close? What would it take for this happy captain to really lose her temper? The city is everyone's. Its existence is a secret, and now I've just told you about it. Everyone rules the city, like this ship. Nobody forces us to do anything. They don't pay us. We're just provided with a good place to live, like everyone else. I let this sink in. It sounds like nonsense. A city that rules itself? Usually that means a handful of people in control, holding up a sham democratic front, like in Ortega. You get to vote, but if the rich disagree with the result, suddenly food prices go up. On the other hand, if Jude is right, and they're like me, no longer in the service or possession of anyone, I loosen my grip on her, just a little. When will you let me go? I asked through my clenched teeth, maintaining my role of interrogator. Despite the dark, I can see her roll her eyes. If you're gonna wake me up holding a blade to my throat every night, I think we'll get rid of you as soon as possible. What the hell do you think you're doing, Frey? Who's gonna captain this ship if you stick that knife into my throat? She asks. I want to go home. Pronouncing these words, it feels like I've given away something. Shown something that was only mine. Tyra's warning cuts through me. Don't show anyone what you care about, Frey. You only show them what they can take away from you. I want to take back what I said, but the words are floating between us now. I have given them life. You're at sea. I won't stop you from going home. You don't owe us anything. We saved you. You saved members of this crew. We're even. But that's not how it works here, right? I could hardly put you in a boat and leave you behind now, could I? Defeated, I hang my head, and in that moment, Jude grabs my hand and throws me off her. I let it happen. I already knew I lost when I exposed myself. I ended up next to her on the narrow bed. She starts whispering in my ear. Her warm breath tickles my neck. Frey, I promise that when we go to Propolis, you can do whatever you want. If we end up in another port, and you want to make the journey overland, do it. I know you can defend yourself against whatever crosses your path. Look, we're headed for a drilling platform now, where hopefully we'll meet Captain Ardy. I wouldn't recommend leaving with him. He is a good man, but If he finds out you have something to do with Edelsmel, he'll sell you to the highest bidder. But perhaps you could give him a letter that could get passed along until it finds its way home. I keep still, clenching my fists, my nails digging into my palms. Finally, I say quietly, "Does everybody always talk so much about their feelings here?" Jude chuckles. "Yeah, I don't know where you're from, Frey, but it shows that this isn't something you're used to." She snorts softly. "You've had to fight a lot, but what are you fighting for? To gain a few more centimeters of space? Before the change, no one cared that much about each other, and mostly this stayed exactly the same after. Don't we want progress? Don't we want actual change? Don't we want to take better care of the earth, to each other? To feel pride in being human again, instead of guilt for all the destruction we've caused?" I understand her words, but I don't get what this has to do with all the chattering. This is a matter of redistribution. People need to learn how to share. And sure, it would be nice if we can avoid going back to how things were in the process. Suddenly, the door swings open with a bang. "Captain," I hear Deva's voice. "Have you seen Frey?" Jude looks at me. The moonlight on her face plays with her greenish-brown eyes. "She's right here," Jude says, and sneers. "Does she wake you guys up with a knife to your throat as well? Or is that her special treatment just for me?" She looks at me with defiance. Traitor. She could have just kept her mouth shut. Deva, shocked, runs towards the curtain and grabs my arm. Uneasily, I let her lead me away. Leaving Jude's room, I hear her say, "Next time, you can't just knock, Frey. My door is open." Deva sits me down on a wooden chest. In the background, I can hear the music from the party that's still going on. The lamp she has in her hands is shining straight in my face. It feels like a cross-examination. "What are you doing, Frey?" She looks at me angrily, her eyes spitting fire. I keep quiet. She jerks my shoulder as if she's trying to physically shake the words out of me. "I need answers," I just say. "Then ask questions. Why would you be honest with me?" "Why wouldn't we be honest with you?" "Because you're hiding something." Everybody has something to hide, and you do most of all, Frey. We're showing you everything and hide nothing from you, but the wall around you is higher than the wall around Melshaven. "I want to go home." "You silly child, don't you realize everyone on this ship is longing for a home? Whether that is Propolis or some memory they want to return to. Some have made this ship their home because they don't have one. Some don't know whether their home still is their home. You think that everyone around here just signed up for a recreational sailing trip? That everybody just thought, yeah, sounds like fun, let's go? Everyone here is aware of the very real possibility of dying out here. Every single one of us has almost died several times. We long for our families, whether they are dead or alive. We miss our loved ones, and we miss how things used to be." Deva taps her foot on the deck and seems to calm down a little. People think the change means that things are suddenly different, but the change is still happening. Everything is changing constantly, including us. You can fight it, you can mourn it, that's all valid, but with every choice you make, you help decide the direction of the change. She looks at me with something I can only interpret as pity, like I'm some poor lost sheep. Layla comes running towards us. "What's happening?" Deva grimaces. "Ah, well, our Frey here thought to obtain some answers by threatening the captain in her sleep because she's a little homesick." I stiffen. Homesick? As if that is all there is to how I feel. As if every single minute at sea doesn't remind me of my parents. As if I haven't left Ray behind. I get up and walk away down the stairs towards my bed. They don't try to stop me. I feel caught, like a sneaking child with their hand in a cookie jar. At least I've gained some information. The sect has a home port, and in their city, they do a lot of chatting too. That much has become clear. After half an hour, I hear Deva, Layla, and Kathy make their way to bed too. I can still hear the thumping of the party on the deck. I hear them brush their teeth and slip into their hammocks. I try to find a way to fall asleep, but then Kathy starts speaking. When I ran away, I left my dad behind. I felt horrible, but he said he had to stay. He had heard about Propolis. Nothing more than a rumor. It was said that this was a place where everything was different, where it was safe, where they wanted to build something new. You just had to sing to the moon, is what they said, a riddle. My dad was afraid I would be traded when I turned 18, or forced to work for someone else. He didn't trust that our occupation would stay safe for women. We all know how fast things got unsafe for queers, for anyone outside the norm. It took me a while to solve the riddle, until some night at full moon, I found the Moongazers. One day I packed my stuff, said goodbye, and followed the instructions they gave me. After 2 months of traveling and almost dying on the way, I arrived in Propolis. I probably won't see my dad ever again, and I miss him every day. The room falls quiet. Slowly, I start to grasp what she's saying. I squeeze my eyes shut. I don't want to let this in. I don't say anything, and I try to go to sleep. The next day, I decide to follow Ju's advice and write a letter. I write in code, some Morse, various languages, and some references only Ray would get. It doesn't say much more than, I'm alive. I can't get away. Look at the moon. Find them. Find me. I had wanted to ask them to come to me, but it can't be much safer where they are now, surrounded by enemies. How long could they stay there before someone recognizes them? Knowing Ray, they won't want to leave the meeting point we agreed upon before they know more, until they're sure I'll never make it there. But there's nothing there other than the chance of being caught. I make 6 copies of the letter and put them in our suitcase, but one of them I keep in my pocket, in case there's a sudden opportunity to send it on its way. After a moment's hesitation, I pick up the pen again and write to Tyra. Its contents might not be very poetic, but what if she changed her mind and can't find me? Tyra, I know you disagree with my decisions. I know you think I'm weak, but maybe your decision to stay speaks of more weakness than ours to leave. I'm sorry if I disappointed you. I'm going to a place where people sing to the moon, or something like that. Till we see each other again, maybe. Me. Breakfast is tense. I scrape the porridge off the Barbie plate I've come to like, and don't look at anyone. I don't know if I'm ashamed, or if I even know the name of this emotion I'm feeling. It feels like a big clump at my feet, pulling me downward. Jude walks past, and I feel my muscles tensing. Something in me wants to surge up, but I push it down and look away. The wooden table becomes a brief but incredibly interesting object. It would be easier for all of us if you just ask us whatever you want to know and apologize to the captain, Deva says. And that you promise you won't pull anything like that anymore, because I really don't feel like having to keep my eyes on you all the time, Layla adds with a tone of annoyance. I keep looking down, careful to avoid meeting anyone's eyes. I'll behave, I say quietly. It's unwise losing control like I did, but I still feel dangerously close to letting it happen again. There is a rage looking for a way out of me. It's not anger, but it feels like a fist clenching around my heart. Kathy sticks out her hands and holds mine for a second. I stiffen and feel my eyes becoming moist. Your tears are welcome, Frey, Deva says seriously. I look away while a tear rolls down my cheek. Shall we go for our training? I ask after a while, steadying myself. Then we all get up together. That afternoon, I find Jude in her cabin. I knock. Come in, she shouts. I squirm through the door. I'm still not sure whether I'm ashamed, because I hadn't thought about what would happen after keeping the captain under threat, or because I had done what I had done, or because I had divulged something to Jude that I wouldn't normally show, a raw emotion, bare and unprocessed. Jude just looks at me with a raised eyebrow, her bare feet resting on the corner of the desk. The afternoon sun illuminates the room agreeably. I'm sorry, I say, staring at my feet. Apology accepted, Frey, Jude answers immediately. And if you want to get into bed with me so badly, all you have to do is ask. I turn bright red, turn around and leave. Closing the door, I hear Jude chuckling loudly.
You are there inside now, and I'm sitting here, and I don't know what to do, but I'm thinking of you. Keep your head high now, I know that you're so strong, and we all miss you. Don't let them get through to you, and I can write you letters, but you can read inside. But what to write, and I can tell the world that they keeping you inside.